Yes, I had a great lunch. Those who are asking, yes, I had a great lunch. But then, good afternoon, everyone. We'll start in a minute. We are sorry there was some technical problem on our side, so couldn't start on time. But then, the lunches have to be light, otherwise, the energy is low. So, you have to have very light lunch. That's how it is. 1 minute we'll start. We'll just wait for any person. See, I want people who are there, they should interact. For example, Sayyid Zubair Ahmad, then Javeria, Ravi, Sridevi, Shubhajit. Those who are there in the class, you should keep on replying answers. You know, it's something that you cannot let it become monotonous. That's the thing. Good afternoon, Lovepreet. Everyone, good afternoon. Those who have joined, those who are joining, to every one of you, good afternoon. Let me just write what are we going to start. Before the break only I told you. And already we have studied the, thing. Akhilesh, write on mail. I'll reply it over there. Better not the correct place here, because this is something that pertains only to you. Okay. Let's begin. Now, please understand, this is the second phase. That's called your industrial phase of capitalism. Also, in some places, it is written as colonialism of free trade. Now, those who were there in the class before the break, you all remember I gave you my example when I was dealing with 1813 Charter Act, and I told you that at this moment there was a rise of a new capitalist class. And we know this rise was due to industrial revolution. Before the class, please remember those who were there. Anyone in this class who was not there before the break? Anybody who has just joined right now? Anyone who has just joined right now? Okay, Saima and all. Whoever is, Sneha, please understand. Before the break, I have already explained 1813 Charter Act. If you will go through the recorded lectures, you will find over there that in the 1813, I have told you that this new capitalist class like Rohit Kumar, which has got risen because of the industrial revolution, they have started to criticize East India Company. Now, those who were there before the break, tell me, why is East India Company being criticized at this point of time? Anyone who was there before the break, why is EIC being criticized at this point of time? Absolutely, everybody is giving me the correct answer. Because EIC only has the trade monopoly. So the others, they are saying that we should also get the chance to do business in India. So people like Rohit Kumar, they are saying that why should only EIC do the business in India? They are saying we should also do the business in India. And that's why we studied before the break, came the 1813 Charter Act. I'm not repeating it. Hopefully, I hope that you all remember the 1813 Charter Act. It stopped the monopoly of the Britishers with regards to the Indian trade, except for tea trade and the trade with China. The rest of the monopoly was ended at this point of time. Everybody, am I clear with this? So you all can understand one of the first basic thing that happened here was our economy was merged with the British and the world economy. What I'm trying to say is that whatever we are doing the business here, and whatever is the business being done in Britain or for that matter in the world, the fact that all these economies were now merged, so everybody would get affected because of other. Now, one very important thing that happened here was, please see here, all the duties on British goods were either removed or drastic reduction in rates. I'll just show you in some minutes. How many of you did not understand this? This green point which I just now made. What I'm trying to say is that if there is a British good that is coming to India, the duty on that would be as low as 2%, 5%. At times, it can be only, or I would not say only, it can be even zero. So that was happening. Drastic reduction in rates were done. You all can understand. Everyone, tell me, why is this being done? Why are all the duties so much being reduced? Any good, Sahil? Absolutely, to promote the British goods. Because if the British goods, for example, salt, let's say textile, any good which is coming to India, on that there will not be any tax. So that way, those goods, they would be cheaper and they would find their acceptance in India. Am I clear with this? Am I clear with this particular thing, guys? That the whole idea is to favor the British machine made products in our country. Apart from this, you all will see at this moment active help, continuous active help was given to British capitalists. Now, for example, Sahil came here. Sahil wants to do what? Wants to do plantation of tea, coffee, any plantation. So Sahil was given help that, okay, go to India, we will help you. Similarly, Prajwal came to India. He wants to establish railway lines in India. Give complete help to Prajwal. So, similarly, let's say Sahana came to India. She wants to do some mining. Give her help. Similarly, Gaurav came to India. He wants to I would say, establish any modern industry. So active help was given for all these. Now, before the break, I had asked you, when was the first railway line started in India? Tell me, when was the first railway line started in India? Yes, absolutely correct. 1853. No doubt. 1853 it was started. Guys, this phase is what? So can I say railways began in this phase? Now, similarly, please understand here, we will study this in the evening today. Rotwari system was introduced. Please have patience. I have not explained this. I will explain this in some time. Three methods of revenue collection: permanent settlement, Ryotwari, Mehelwari, and at this point of time, the Mehelwari system was introduced in our country. Similarly, British administration was made more comprehensive. Why was the administration made much bigger, much more comprehensive? Because, guys, the whole purpose of transportation of British goods and agricultural goods to and fro from the interior and remotest part. Please understand here. See, if the British good is coming, it should go in the interiors of the country. So, transport lines were needed, and the raw material which is needed should come to the port town. For that also, transport is needed. Am I clear, everyone? Why do you need the transport at this point of time? Do you understand the railway thing? Sahil, we will study that in the Deccan peasant revolt. We will study that point. Am I clear, guys, why it is required? Now, you all tell me. Very basic thing I'm asking everyone. Let's say this is a railway line. All of you tell me, who will manage these railway lines? British? Tell me. Let's say this is a railway line between Delhi to Bhopal. Just I'm giving you one example. You all think Britishers would be here? They would be having their officers? Now, do you think between them, between these two stations, the smaller stations, in these smaller stations, who will be there? Indians? Absolutely. All of you tell me, very simple point. Am I correct that modern education was brought for cheap Indian labor? Every one of you, tell me one thing. Was this correct or not? That they brought this modern education so that they could get cheap Indian laborers. Yeah, we can work in their offices as clerk and all those positions. Because for everything, if they would have brought from Britain, it would have costed. Similarly, please understand here, in Ryotwari also for tax collection. Officers had to be appointed. Last thing I'm asking, last thing all of you tell me. For modern education, how many of you feel that they would have to establish some college, some school, some teachers? All that would have costed some money. Everybody agrees with me? Everybody agrees? Similarly, tell me, if they are building these new railways, to manage these railways, do you agree that money will be invested to pay these people who are there in the railways, working in the railways? Money would be utilized. And how many of you think that these tax collectors also had to be paid some money? Every one of you, tell me, do you all agree with me that whatever the Britishers are doing in this phase, everything is costing money? Lag raha hai, paisa lag raha hai. There is some money that is being spent here. Everybody agrees with me? So, bus, I hope you all will also agree. Yes, wages are low, but some amount of investment. All of you, where will they get this money from? But if they are investing these monies in all these things, some money has to be collected. And that was, as Dinesh says, taxation. Increase the tax. And that also specifically on whom? Peasants. Specifically on the peasants, this was done at this point of time. Everyone, am I clear with this second phase? That's your industrial phase of capitalism. Anyone, any doubt? Please. Sahil, at this moment, taxation. Of course, selling their goods also is a valid point. I'm not denying that. But then that, to sell their goods, they need the transportation. And that transportation is being built at this point of time. I hope everybody was there. Indian textile industry started to get vanished at this point of time, Dinesh. Absolutely correct. Our industries were being, totally getting ruined at this point of time. Yes, Sahil, you are correct. Sahana, tell me anything else that you can think here. See, David is asking a question. What is the importance of merging our economy with the British and world economy? See, David, what I'm trying to say is that our economy was now merged with theirs, because invariably the British goods will come to our country. The British goods, whether it is textile, whether it is salt, whether it is anything, they have to come. So our economy got merged with the British. If the things are going good over there would be a huge demand from India. If the things are not going over good over there, that there would be a less demand here. And because Britain was a capitalist economy, their economy was already linked to the world economy. So invariably, our economy also got linked to the world economy at this point of time, isn't it? Absolutely, Sahil. I totally agree that the Britishers did whatever they did in our country only with one purpose: They wanted to make more and more profit. They wanted to make a lot of money. And through this whole thing, they only exploited Indians. I'm not denying that. Absolutely, I agree. And that's how, please understand, colonization works in every place. You talk about any country, whichever they made colonies, they were all exploited by the, you know, superpowers of those days. Any doubt till this point, anyone? Because we are now entering into our third phase, that's called your financial phase of capitalism. Let me take another pen. Great. So please see here. I've already told you when. Now, all of you, again, slightly I will give you one point which you may not have studied now, but you will study later. How many of you have heard about Industrial Revolution? How many of you have heard about Industrial Revolution? Okay. Now tell me, which was the first country to do Industrial Revolution? Britain. Except Abhijit, everybody. Britain was the first country to do this Industrial Revolution. Once Britain did, after that, in Asia, Japan, in America, US, in Europe, Russia, later Germany, Belgium, France, everybody did the Industrial Revolution. Now, everyone, tell me, do you think all these countries would have a race for the resources? All of you tell me, do you think that now each and every country was going to do or was going for the resources? They would go for more and more resources. Everybody accepts that? There is a race for more and more resources. Now, you all tell me. Let's take example of India only. India was a colony. Why did British need us? One word. Why did British need India? You are saying profit, money. I would say at this moment the word is here in front of you. India, or for that matter any country, they were needed at this point for resources, raw material, which could help them in their industrial revolution. So for example, India had a lot of raw materials like cotton, sugar, tea, coffee, spices, rubber, all these are resources. So yes, of course, market also is there, Sachin. Right now I'm only talking about one, resources. Why I'm telling you resources, please understand my point here is that this is also known as era of foreign investments and international competition for colonies. Each and every country, each and every country at this moment is challenging the other for more and more resources. Now, all of you think, don't you think Britain would try to preserve their colony? Don't you think Britain would try to preserve India? They would not try, they would not allow anyone to occupy India. They will never allow anyone to occupy India. Everybody agrees with me or not? Each one of you, do you agree that Britain will do their 100% because India is jewel of they're all the, you know, I would say about amongst all the colonies, India is the most important one. So invariably, I'll take the bigger one. I'll take this. Invariably, they will all want to, or the Britain would try to consolidate its control over India. They will not allow India to go out of their grips. And that's why new reactionary imperialistic policies were brought. So you have, we will see these names: Dufferin, Lytton, Lansone, Curzon. These new governor generals will come. They all are which type of governor general? These all are that type of governor general who are basically saying one thing, that somehow control India. A lot of you would have studied this earlier. Let me change this color. Here only came, they said that they have come to India to civilize Indians. White man's burden. They said Indians are barbaric people. These Britishers have come in order to make us progress. They said India needs permanent trusteeship. What is trusteeship? In their view, India is a child which needs British control and it needs British trusteeship. And as Sahil is mentioning, and a lot of you have mentioned, I know irony is they are coming to civilize a country. Now let's not get into that, Sahil, but absolutely you are correct. Irony is these Britishers who are not more than 100 or 200, 1200 years old civilization, sorry, 1000 or 1200 years old, they are telling us, Indians, whose civilization might be more than 7000 years old. Now you can just, everyone who is in the class, they can have a hearty laugh about this. That these people, they are saying white man's burden. I don't want to get into, but some people have mentioned. Trust all of you, I can tell you, today Britain and the white people, they, to some extent, you know, the people might say they are becoming brown man's burden. We at times carry their economies. You can see yesterday or day before yesterday, there was a news. The Euro world has gone into a recession. It is the, Indians and the Chinese which will propel them. Now, if you are reading the newspapers, you all would have read it. Am I clear till here? And as I was saying, of course, they were united. That's absolutely a factor. Last thing, as somebody was mentioning, I don't remember who, but I should definitely tell you guys, there were certain discoveries that were made. How many of you know at this moment, petroleum as fuel for the first time was used for the internal combustion engine? Similarly, if I say, guys, today we cannot live without this, but then electricity is also not very old thing. So because of these discoveries, the pace of industrialization increased, and invariably they all unified the world economy, specifically through international transport. Everyone, am I clear with this? Do you all agree at this point the discoveries like petroleum? Earlier, what happened? I was using a steamship, steam engine. If I have to travel to Britain from India, it might take me, let's say, 60 days, 180 days, whatever it might take. But now, the fact that there is discoveries like petroleum. Similarly, I talked about petroleum as one fuel, coal is another. When electricity was being produced, it was being produced through what? There was no nuclear power in those days. Hydroelectricity also, I don't think, was yet known. And it was basically through coal electricity was generated. And guys, earlier steam ships that would take lots of time. Now, through the internal combustion engines, it would take lesser time. So your world economy got unified. Everyone, am I clear till this point? Dinesh, subsidiary alliances, we are in the third phase. Now, crown rule has come. You will study that later. All of you, I'll tell you one very special fact. In world history, you will study why was the World War One, why did that World War One happen? What do you think? What was the reason for World War One? Any one of you? Anyone? World War One. Why? It was all for competition of resources. It was all for the competition of resources between, I would say, the various countries of the Europe. And one of the thing was colonies. Of course, the immediate reason was that Austria's prince was killed by a Serbian man. But the real reason was that Germany's unification happened much, much later. They did not get enough colonies. And now they were fighting to get more and more colonies. So you can understand, as I wrote, international competition for colonies. Remember, at this point of time, okay, let me change the pen color. In India, only a partial industrialization took place. Anyone, can you tell me why did only a partial industrialization take place in our country? What was the reason for this? Why was there only a partial industrialization in our country at this point of time? See, no, all of you are giving correct answers, but I'll tell you the real reason was the British never wanted that in India a parallel industry should come up which tomorrow challenges the Britain only. Do you all get it? I'll just give you one example. Don't worry, I'll give you example. Example is, let's say, in India, the textile industry started to flourish. Now, all of you think if these textile industries come up in India, invariably, because of cheap labor, everybody would want to manufacture the things here only in India. So invariably, do you think textile industry will flourish in Britain? All of you think, if once the textile industry has begun in India, do you think there will be textile industries flourishing in Britain? So, as Sachin has clearly said, and Sachin is clearly mentioning, industries would be allowed only to the extent that British industries remain safe. Am I clear, everyone? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Few industries would come, but then mostly it would not be the case. And this is the point which I'm going to teach you. Most of our cottage industry, they were ruined at this point of time. I'm going to teach you deindustrialization within minutes. 10-15 minutes we will come to that point. I hope you all can understand. And you are asking, I'll give you example. Raj, I'll give you one example. Raj is asking, sir, can you give the example of this partial industrialization? Why not? Raj, see here. For example, Tatas. Everyone has heard about them. They wanted to start textile industry in Britain, in Bombay. They were told, don't start it here. Go and start in Jamshedpur, a iron and steel company. Why? Because that thing does not impact Britain's economy, does not impact the Britain industries. So only a selected list of, I would say, industrialists were allowed at this point of time by the government. And those who are from Jamshedpur, very beautiful town, Sachin, you are from there. It's a beautiful town. I've lived in Jharkhand for 2 years, not in Jamshedpur, but I lived in a nearby area, Bokaro. Again, very beautiful town. These are very peaceful, very good places to live. So, am I clear with this third phase of capitalism? Anyone, any point which you would like to know? With this, almost after an hour, we have done our first topic of this. Anyone who is not there in the class earlier, let me tell you one thing, and I'm making one thing very clear. To make your life very, very easy, every chapter I'm teaching by making the notes of those chapters. Some of you who don't understand how to make notes, don't want to make notes, you can simply rely on that. Ananya, I told you, third stage. Am I clear? Very interesting topic I'm going to take up now, and the topic is drain of wealth. Anyone tell me what is drain of wealth? In your opinion, what is drain of wealth? I've already said to you. British hanged on to Hong Kong because this was the, under the treaty only, that till this point you would be under us, and after that they gave it to the Chinese. Absolutely. Most of you are correct. Absolutely. Picking more resources. Okay. Most of you understand. Almost every one of you are understanding what is drain of wealth. Can I write? This is nothing but the continuous outflow of wealth from India to England, and this was happening, sorry, without adequate economic, commercial, and material return. All of you, any point, any doubt with this line that I have written? Anyone, any doubt? I'll have a sip of water. In the meantime, just read it and tell me anything. See, of course, the British will say that, Bhaiya, I did not take anything of yours. British will say, no, no, my dear, we did not take anything. Rather, whatever we had, we utilized in India only. We utilized on you. Dinesh, I have already taught you. All the local rulers, they have been subjugated, they have been defeated. Whom do you expect? Which local ruler will fight? Guys, I'm changing the pen. They say they utilized Indian resources for the Indian betterment. Maharaja Ranjit Singh died in 1839, Sahil, and I told you they were not, he also knew he's not the most powerful when it comes to British. They were the second. Yes, I told you, Shahil, in the morning class only, the treaty. Everyone, am I clear with this? What is their logic? They are saying, Bhaiya, we don't take any money outside India. We utilize every money for your benefit. Somebody is writing, Nikhil is writing, they are liars. The fact was, that this was nothing but colonial government's exploitation of Indian resources for its utilization in Britain. Whatever is written on this slide, do you agree with this? Anyone, any doubt in these three lines? In the meantime, there is a line by Sachin. Sir, you have used word without adequate return. It means there were some who getting atheist, some benefit. Who were those? No, 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 no. My point is, Sachin, please understand. My point is, dekho, let's say I sent 500 rupees to Britain. I should get something in return of this 500 rupees, whether it is tea, coffee, textile. It would not be drain of wealth. But right now I'm sending 500 and I'm not getting anything. Maybe I get 10 rupee or 50 rupee worth. But that's not the thing. Rest of the 450 will come under drain of wealth. Am I clear? Sachin, am I clear with this? I'm rubbing this. Guys, drain of wealth is one-sided movement of goods. The other side is not getting anything in this. Now, please understand, this chapter is very important for prelims. And one question in prelims that comes from this chapter is that who amongst the following wrote on the theory of drain of wealth? So guys, you all tell me who all have written on the issue of drain of wealth. Which all people have written on these topic? Now, Sneha, let's concentrate on Indians. And Sachin is correct. The first big name is Dada Bhai Naroji. Okay, anyone else? Okay, Ananya says the other person who has written is R.P. That I'll take that. Okay, Priyanka says the other person who wrote on this is R.C. That. Okay, I'll write the full name. Better it would be. Romesh Chandra Dutt. Anyone else? Yes, Rajesh, you are correct. Another big name on this is M.G. Ranade. Mahadev Govind Ranade. Very big name. Absolutely, Priyaranjan. Another very important name is G.V. Joshi. Very, very prominent name. Okay, I'll write from red only. Yes, Sahana is correct. She is giving me the name of Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Absolutely, I'll take his name. Any other name? Okay, Ananya is correct. I'll take hers also. And where should I write? Let's write here. Dinsha Vacha. Anyone else? Sahana has given me one more name. And where should I write it? Let's write it here. Surendranath Banerjee. Any other name? Any other name? Okay, I'll give you one more name. G. Subramanya Iyer. Now, everyone, you will have to remember these names. Why? See here. UPSC's question: who amongst the following have written on the drain of wealth? Am I clear? Last name I should write with black pen only. And let's take it here. Prithvish Chandra Ray. So many people have written on this topic. Now, please remember, who is the most important out of these? Guys, who is the most important? Absolutely, you are correct. Priyanka is correct. First man. He was the first person to say that poverty in India was due to the colonial factors. He was the first person to give the drain of wealth. Can anyone tell me in which book did Dadabhai Naroji mention the drain of wealth theory? Anyone? Can anyone tell me which particular book did he give this theory? Ananya is correct. Poverty and un-British rule in India. He also wrote a paper on this, and that's called the English Debt to India. Guys, according to Dadabhai Naroji's estimate, almost 1/4 of Indian revenue used to go out of India. Everyone, am I clear with Dadabhai Naroji? Any person, any problem in Dadabhai Naroji? See, year is not important. Rizwan, you are correct. He wrote this, the book in 1867, but then nobody should ask you about the year. Shriman, that's why I made this. In one slide, I have made the whole drain of wealth for you. This is the definition, what British say about it, what exactly it is, and now who all have written on this. Guys, I'm making this for you people, so your work becomes very easy. Go home, don't make notes, use it for your notes. Am I clear? I hope everybody is, utilizing this, because otherwise this whole effort, by the end of the day, my hands are paining because I'm writing with this very thick pen. But I'm making it because so that you people can utilize it later. Now, come to Ramesh Chandra Dutt. Guys, he wrote the most important book on this particular topic. Can you tell me the name of his book? Let me change the pen. Can you see here? Economic History in India. This he wrote in 1901. He said whatever is being collected from India is being drained out in Britain. Guys, some places it is also written Economic History of India. So in India or of India, just check it. I'm having some confusion, but in India or of India. Similarly, there is G.V. Joshi. His point was that whatever is the expenditure on railways, it should be seen as Indian subsidy to British industries. That is, we are helping them at this point of time. He talked about the high expenditure that was being done on army at this point of time. So a big name in this field is your G.V. Joshi. Lastly, let me tell you about one more name, and I can use the red font. Mahadev Govind Ranade. Anyone? Do you know what was his profession? Can anyone tell me what was the profession of Mahadev Govind Ranade? He was a judge. Prajwal said. Ananya is saying he was a judge. So he wrote essay on Indian economics. And this book was all about the drain of wealth theory. Last question, and I'm done with this chapter. Do any one of you know who is this G. Subramaniam Iyer? Because railways was built to help the British industries, Prajwal. Anyone, do you know who is this G. Subramaniam Iyer? How many of you read Hindu newspaper every day? He started your Hindu newspaper, which was utilized. He utilized this paper in order to criticize the Britishers. Similarly, he wrote some economic aspects of British rule in India. So a lot of these things were done by him also at this point of time. Nikhil, but you cannot say anything now for that. At least not at this moment. Anyone, any doubt in this whole slide? Because I'm done with your drain of wealth with this. See, they can give you any statement. Sneha, today we shall be only doing this chapter only. It's a very big chapter. Those who were not there in the class in the first part, remember, this is a very, very big chapter. Now, guys, GV Joshi was saying, Priyanka is asking, repeat the point of GV Joshi. GV Joshi's point was that the railways that you built in India, they were built at a very high expenditure. And why were the railways built in India? The railways were built so that the advantage could be given to whom? The advantage could be given to the British industries. So his point is that we will be, this will be the subsidy of ours to the British industries. That was his point at this moment. Sachin will discuss the PYQs of the last week today evening only. David, because Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was a supporter of the British rule. Shimant, please understand, railways did some good to us. But the initial purpose of railway was not, the British did not build railway thinking how Shimant will travel from his hometown to Delhi when he's going to give his UPSC interview. They never thought like that. Their thinking was what? That let's exploit the area where Shimant lives. Am I correct or not? Of course, that railways will talk in positive sense, many of places. But at this moment, railways were built with only the fact that the advantage of the Britishers were kept in mind. Everyone, am I clear? So one slide I'll directly show, but before that, I will ask you people, in your view, which all places or which all methods could be used to do the drain of wealth? To take out the Indian money, how will you have an outflow of Indian wealth? Dinesh, ship rail tax. Sahana says bribes. Tax is already done. Priyanka says as commodities. Dhaval says minerals. David says taking raw material. Ananya says salaries to be paid out of Indian revenue. Okay. Shubhajit says high price goods. Dhaval says gifts. Naga again repetition of the point. No issues. Anyone else? Indian raw materials and the market. Okay. Shilpa, anything else? I'm writing Prithvish Chandra Ray here. Prithvish Chandra Ray. And I am removing this. And now all of you see here. Channels of drain of wealth. What are the methods through which they will be taking out our money? And somebody said it. So the first I'll take is the bribes. Everybody, do you accept this? That they would take illegal money from our country one by one. They would be taking the illegal money from our country. That bribery would be done at this point of time. One great example of this was nothing but Robert Clive. You know, in your 8th class NCRT, it is mentioned Clive and all took so much money out of India that in Britain they were known as Nabobs of India. NABOB. Let me write here only. They were referred as Nabobs. Similarly, the interest that was paid to English companies at this point of time. You know, the companies which invested in India, they were promised that we will give you sure short returns. So that was the case. A lot of this came to be known as, and let me change the pen, something called home charges. So let's say salary of Secretary of State. Similarly, sorry, just a second. Support India office in London. India office, don't worry about this. We will see here that this India office was the office of Secretary of State. Similarly, salary and pension of British officials. Similarly, maintenance of the British Army and funds for waging the wars. And sometimes they would pay less than the market value. So if the good is of 10 rupees and they would pay only 8 rupees. So 2 rupees is what? Drain of wealth. So pay less than the market value while purchasing Indian goods. Everyone, am I clear? All of you, am I clear the ways, the methods through which these Britishers would be taking out money from India? And one word for all of you. Tell me, in your opinion, what is the biggest impact of drain of wealth? What is the biggest impact of drain of wealth? Karthik says correct, poverty. Shilpa also writes the same word. Everybody accepts. Abhinav also is saying the same word. So can I not say impact was poverty of India? Absolutely, Srimant. Even today, we are suffering from what the Britishers did in those 190 years. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Even today, we are suffering from that. The impact was big, big. Now, all of you, what did they say? Please see here. They said we utilized all the Indian resources for the betterment of India. See here, they are saying we brought railways. They say we brought roads. They say we built schools. They say we built hospitals. All of you, tell me, do you accept what they are saying? Should we accept what they are saying, that they did not take out money but rather used it on all these things? Please understand, yes, they built railways, but for their own benefit, so that the raw material could go to the port, finished goods could come inside the country. Yes, they built road, but the same purpose. They built schools because they needed cheap Indian labor. And last but not the least, yes, they built some hospitals, but that was for their own betterment, not for ours. Am I clear, everyone? I'm not denying they did spend some money in India, but those money was very minuscule, and it was only because there was some benefit attached as far as the Britishers were concerned that they did all of these. Shitish, maintenance part. I did not get maintenance. In blue, I have not written anywhere maintenance. Pay less than market value while purchasing the Indian goods is written over there. Everyone, drain of wealth is done. Drain of wealth is done, everyone. Any doubt with drain of wealth? Roshan, it's very easy. I don't know what you did not get. Ask me pinpointed question. I'll help you. Three paths to drain of wealth. What it is? Our money going to Britain and we are not getting anything. Number two, who all wrote on this topic? I gave you the names. And number three, what are the ways through which the drain of wealth would happen? I wrote that thing. There can be questions on drain of wealth in mains also. There has been question. I will show you some questions on economic history tomorrow itself. Don't worry about that. Similarly, let's come to another topic. Deindustrialization. Any one of you can tell me what is deindustrialization? Anyone? Destruction of what? Industries, okay. Ruining the industries, okay. Destruction of existing industries, okay. Shutting out traditional industries. So everybody agrees that deindustrialization is basically destruction of Indian craft industries. Everybody agrees with this? Dodaka, you can say that, but we cannot be that cynical, isn't it? So if I say it like this, deindustrialization is a process of a continued and marked decline in traditional industries. Everyone, if anyone asks you what is deindustrialization, can you give this definition? If you want an economics definition, I can give you that a decrease in the proportion of the national income generated by industry and the percentage of population dependent on it. Anyone with any problem in the three statements? Any problem in this three statement? Tell me the color of the pen. Green, red, or blue? Anyone who did not understand anything? I'm saying simple words that our Indian craft industries were ruined at this point of time. That was the first major factor that led to this deindustrialization at this point of time. The second point I'm saying is that continuously there was a decline of traditional industries. I will, Rizwan, examples I'll come to this. And the blue one is nothing but your definition in the, I would say, economics term. That is, deindustrialization is in national income when the contribution of industries come down and the people who are dependent on industries, their number also comes down. It is what? Deindustrialization. Am I clear with this blue one now, everyone? Is this blue one clear to everyone now? Those who asked me earlier, is it clear to them also or not? Okay. Now you all tell me, in your view, what are the factors that led to deindustrialization in India? You people tell me. I'm asking you only, what are the factors that led to deindustrialization in India? Sachin will come to impact in a minute. Right now, I'm only talking about the reasons. Okay, hefty duties. Okay, Karthik, I'll take that. Ananya, machine-made goods. Sana is saying poor quality of our goods, high product price. Okay, I'll take that. Cheap imports, I'll take that. Demand is another. Okay. Industrial revolution, Sachin says. Okay, I'll take that. Absolutely, Adarsh Singh. First time your name, and you are absolutely correct. Revolt of labor. I'm not sure about that. Okay, you all tell me. Do you all agree that the major reason was industrial revolution? Please keep on showing your thumbs. If not, then write you did not understand. The fact that they could make a good, let's say, just taking an example of this cup. I will make 10 pieces by hand. They will make thousands of pieces per day. We cannot compete with them. They are making thousands of this. Absolutely not possible for us to compete. Of course, you all have already said requirement of raw material everyone, do you agree with this? Point number 2. Now, just to make things easier for you, I'm giving you a formula here. देखो यहाँ पे. What are these raw materials? They need cotton. And how will this cotton go to Europe? Packed in jute. This cotton will be given blue color over there through indigo. The people who would be working in this, they would need some energy. So tea or coffee. And of course, this tea, coffee at times may require sugar. I'm only giving you this to remember. These are only agricultural raw materials that I told you right now. Everybody, can you see? There would be a lot of other raw materials. Right now, I've only mentioned the agricultural raw materials. Apart from that, yes, spices had gone there. They were taking a lot of opium from India, which of course was going to your China. I'm not denying that. There are lots of these things, but these all are there. Everybody agrees with this? Chalo, theek hai. Let me go to the pink again. Everyone tell me, they have manufactured thousands of goods. Where will they sell it? Do you think all those goods will be sold in Europe? No. They require the market in India. India has got a huge market. About 25 crore population. Some of them would buy the British goods. High import tax on Indian goods. All of you. Yes, Lakshmi, these are the factors of deindustrialization. Guys, don't you think yesterday Rohit Kumar used to make a very good cup? There was a demand for this cup in the European market. But now they have put a heavy tax, 100% on it. 1 rupee cup now costs 2 rupee over there. Nobody will buy my good. Everybody, do you see this is a reason for deindustrialization? As I've already said, English goods were cheaper compared to Indian goods, because they were being built on economics of scale. Please understand, a lot of times regarding this only I can tell you they were discriminatory laws. What do I mean by discriminatory law? Indian good 100%, 200%, let's say, tax. British goods 2%, 5% tax. Everyone, do you see this discriminatory laws? All of you, do you understand what is discriminatory law? My goods, they are costly because of the high taxation. Their goods, there is no taxation at this point of time. Please understand, one very important factor was lack of financial support. All of you think here. Dinesh is a Indian trader. Dinesh needs 100 rupees. Where will Dinesh go to get the loan? Guys, where will Dinesh go? Bhaiya, Dinesh will go to the local money lender. Absolutely, Dhanya. Whereas Rohit Kumar is a foreigner. He can go to the bank. See, let me, elaborate this point. I'm writing the 6th point here. India had no banks. We did not have any cooperatives. Whereas alone, if you talk about London, 600 banks in 17th and 18th century. So you can understand, a person in London will get easy loan. Everyone, do you understand point number 6 now? All of you, are you able to understand point number 6? Let's take the 7th point also. No technological progress. Indians did not do technological progress. The Britishers, they have done industrial revolution. What have you done? Nothing. You have not done anything. Last but not the least, some books write Indians did not have the entrepreneurship skills. They write Indians don't have the skills of being an entrepreneur at this point of time. We did not have the skills of an entrepreneur. Can anyone explain me this? No sense of entrepreneurship. Can anyone explain me this? Priyanka, when did I say this? No startups. No, I'm not talking about startups, Dinesh. Avani, okay, I'll tell you, all of you. Okay. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, I understood. See, some people say when European markets closed, why didn't they search new markets? Guys, do you understand this? All of you, do you understand this point? Some historians, they are saying If one market closed, they could have searched for another market. Don't go to Europe, go to Africa, go to Southeast Asia. Why were you only dependent on one market? They did not. Am I clear with this point, everyone? All of you, am I clear with this? I know, Nikhil. I absolutely understand. Sachin, what is not understandable? You are the only one saying no. Please tell me what is not understandable here. If one market has closed your doors, search for another market. Is it necessary that if I'm selling a good at Kolaba, Mumbai, and tomorrow I see that okay, Kolaba is full of many people, and my product, there is less demand for my product. Why did not I go to Mulund? Why did I not go to any other place? Sachin, when did I mention any relation? Sneha, you could have gone to other markets, no? Other places you could have gone to. India, Dinesh. Point number 8 only I'm telling you, Sachin. When European market means आप अपना सामान यूरोप में नहीं बेच सकते. You cannot sell your goods in Europe. Why did you not go and sell it in other places? That is the point. Point number 8. I know Indians were not free, but they were not stopping you from going and doing the trade. They had not kept you in the cages. I know, Dudka. I'm not saying this is an extreme criticism, but this is also a criticism. In history, you have to make points. I'm not saying everybody will agree to this. This is an extreme criticism. But then, this is a criticism. Am I clear? Any point in this whole slide that you have not till now understood? Prajwal, second point. I told you, if raw cotton is required by Indian traders also, British traders also, they will buy all the cotton. So will you have the cotton to manufacture clothes? Tell me. If there is no cotton, how will you manufacture your goods? So Prajwal, is it clear that because when there is a same raw materials demand over there also, Rizwan, have you done your economics before this? Rizwan, economics हुआ है? Have you done economics? In economics, there is a concept called economics of scale. Do you understand this? Who understands the concept of economics of scale? Who does not understand this? When you manufacture a certain thing at a very high scale level, very high level, thousands of goods being produced every day. Because you are producing thousands of goods, your profit will become good, big. If you are constructing 1, 2, 5, you will not have that much profit. Britishers, they have done industrial revolution. So they produce goods in thousands. Large numbers, they are producing the goods. So the cost per piece goes down. Same thing for Indians. That cost is very high per piece. Am I clear? Everyone, am I clear? Any other point? See, these are examples of raw material. I'm not saying, please understand, I was only giving you the examples of raw material. So there were demand of these raw materials from India. See, please understand, Priyaranjan, if you are asking for more discriminatory laws, for example, have you heard about freight rates? Have you heard about the freight rates? Everyone. What is that? Those who have heard about this, what is freight rates? Okay, if you are not understanding this. No, Nikhil, it's not that. Rate of carrying goods. For example, if you go in a train, you put your motorcycle that please take it from Patna to Bombay, they will charge you something. So these freight rates, they were also discriminatory. What is the discrimination here? Indian goods were charged higher than the English goods. Getting my point? So, and this is not only for railways, it was prevalent everywhere. So this route, more Indian goods go, higher charge. This route, more British goods go, lesser charge. Do you all understand the freight rates or the discrimination in this? Everyone, do you understand the freight rates? All of you, last thing I'm asking you. Don't write. Please understand the impact. And if you don't understand, ask me there itself. First impact. Balanced economy like India became purely agricultural based economy. Everyone, do you accept this? All of you tell me, do you accept this point or not? Earlier, if I needed something, I could get it from any other source. But now, I have to be fully reliant only on the British because we have become an agricultural country. Point one, impact, clear or not? Point two, everyone, when deindustrialization will happen, there will be unemployment. Everybody agrees? All of you, do you agree that when your industries would have ended or stopped, it would have led to a lot of unemployment? Okay, good. Chalo, theek hai, very good. Now tell me one thing. I'm writing here. Dodaka, India was always a balanced country. Why don't you think India was a balanced economy? Before the British arrival, we were self-sufficient. Everybody knows that. We did not have to depend. Please study or later when you are done with ancient or medieval, country, your history. There you will see, because India was a balanced economy, we were self-sufficient. Now we are no longer self-sufficient. Balanced economy means we have agriculture as well as we have industries. Point number 2, unemployment. Everybody is clear? Now let's say all of you ignore the third point. See here, I'll rub this. Rohit Kumar worked in this industry. Industry got ruined. Rohit Kumar lost his job, went to his village where he has this land, and presently his brother Pratik is working on this land. Now guys, Rohit Kumar will tell what Pratik. Rohit Kumar will say, brother Pratik, we both will work together on this land. The problem is, this land is good enough only for one person. So second person is basically not working, but is a disguised unemployment. Everybody, do you understand? Out of the two brothers, Pratik or Rohit, one brother is still unemployed. On paper, it seems both the brothers are working, but absolutely what is happening? One brother is still not working. Am I clear with this? Please tell me, am I clear with this, everyone? Okay, thank you. Now, all of you, very soon, there will be division of land. That means there will be division later, fragmentation. Very soon, both the brothers will divide their land. Brothers will say, Bhai, let us work separately, independently. And guys, you all know division does not happen like this, okay, 50-50. I will get one parcel of land here, another parcel will be here, something I will get here, fourth I might get here. Like this, the land gets what? Fragmented. टूट जाता है. Division and fragmentation. This leads to stagnation in agriculture. Guys, do you understand this whole point? Right from unemployment till stagnation in agriculture. Everyone. Please tell me, do you understand this whole impact of stagnation? Prajwal, this is simple English word. What is the meaning of stagnation? To stagnate. जहां पर है वहीं रुक जाना. There is no growth. No, Lovepreet, please understand. How will there be a stagnation? I'll give you one example. देखो, I'll anyways cut this. देखो ये. Two brothers have this land. ठीक है? They both are going to divide. Division does not happen like this. maybe this land is very good. So here there will be division like this. This is given to Rohit. This is to Pratik. Then this land is divided like this. This is given to Rohit. This is given to Pratik. And this land is, let's say, again Pratik, Rohit. Do you see fragmentations? Rohit has got 3 parcel of land. He is still in one place. But Pratik's 1 unit is here. Pratik's other 2 units are here. Everybody, can you see this? Dhanya, in villages, not every land is equally fertile. You know, this land is that way fertile. Please give me half of that. A lot of times people may exchange also. But then different land, different quality. Do you think I will take this even though the quality is not good just because it is equal to the other? Everyone, do you understand this point? Now let's say Pratik wants to bring a irrigation channel to his place, has good amount of money only for one piece of land, not for this. Don't you think this land will suffer? More the division, more the fragmentation, more the stagnation. The production is not going up in this manner. It has more or less got stagnated because the investments will be less. You all think now Pratik has money only for one land. He can make the investment, cannot do the investments there. You know, those who are in the class right now, how many of you go to your villages? How many of you go to your villages? For 2 minutes, let me not teach you something, just ask you. I've just come back from Jaipur. In Jaipur classroom, almost everybody, they were from that background only. Lovepreet says you are from village background. Okay, good. Now, those who never go in the village, do you have land in your village? Do you have land in your village? Those who have land in your village, just tell me one thing. Do you think all your land is at one place or they are broken into many different places? Even those who are in village, do you think all your land is at one place or broken? Everybody is saying it's fragmented many places. This is one of the problems of our agriculture. Our land, they are not consolidated. When it would have been consolidated, it would have been much easier for doing the agriculture. But here what happens is our lands are broken in different places. Does not help. Please tell me, am I clear with this whole chapter? All of you, am I clear with deindustrialization? Of course, please be also clear. I'm not saying I'm a cynic. I know some industries did start, and that I will talk about in the next chapter, that some industries did start in a few places like Bombay, Ahmedabad, etc. But then very few places. And once we are coming after this particular break, we will talk about these, all the modern industries that got developed at this point of time. Yes, one last impact I should definitely tell you. There was a lot of loss of craft industries. Anyone here is from Muradabad? Anyone from Muradabad? Okay. Anyone from Bengal? Okay, tell me one speciality, art and craft wise, of your place. And please mention the name of the place also. Which place you belong to and which is the speciality of that place, art and culture wise. So, Dinesh, you are from Tanjore. Speciality is what? Gujarat Dhaval says Patoda, Lucknow chicken curry, Madhubani paintings. Namita says from Bihar, Madhubani. Absolutely. Now, all of you tell me one thing. Stop writing. Done. Tanjore doll, Thanjavur wooden doll. Just tell me one thing, guys. I'm asking you one last thing, and we are going for a break. I'm writing here. Just example. Rohit Kumar was the ruler, and let's say Namita, she used to make the Madhubani, let's say, paintings. Earlier, Namita's Madhubani paintings, Rohit Kumar, the ruler of that place, would buy. Why? Because he would decorate his palace with those paintings. Not only Rohit Kumar, the people who used to work for Rohit Kumar, his treasurers, his officers, they used to buy these paintings. Now, Rohit Kumar was removed. And instead of Rohit Kumar, the new rulers were English. Do you think the English would also have the same taste as Rohit Kumar? Do you think English will also buy these Madhubani paintings? They were not the patrons. They did not enjoy the same art and craft, whether that was for sari. For example, Indian women used to wear saris. Britishers did not. They would go for their own style of clothing. So, because of all these, what happened? Loss of craft industries. Malmal of Dhaka, brass work of Western UP, the Firozabad, Ghaziabad, the Muradabad areas, the brass work that is there, anyone from UP, those areas which I'm mentioning here, all that got ruined. They all got impacted at this point of time. Am I clear till here, everyone? All of you? Is deindustrialization clear? See, we are going very, very slow. In the last 2 hours, we came at 340, and in 1 hour 50 minutes, we have only done drain of wealth, deindustrialization, and the two phases of capitalism. Very slowly we are going, but then I hope each and every topic is crystal clear for you. Every notes is fully made. This is your class notes. Rizwan, you are also getting the PPT. Please understand, PPT is also there. I have provided the PPTs also, but then apart from that, I have given you all the knowledge here only. We are done till this point. When we come back after the break, right now, 5:40 to 6 p.m., there will be a break. For those who have any queries, please, I'm opening the floor. I'll take your calls. Please do give me a call. Tell me your queries. And those who have no queries, take some rest. For the next 26 minutes, you have rest. Rest, come back. At 6 p.m., we'll again restart the same chapter. We'll discuss the same topics. In the meantime, any query, any question. So Komal is giving me one call. I'll take her call.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Hi Komal.
So,
Good evening.
my question is
Tell
that
me Komal.
uh, British sorry, my question is about British establishment in India. Like, Uh, if we see, they helped a lot by the formats and concentration given by the Mughals. If any main question came on this, how we approach that?
So your question is, if somebody asks that the British rule in India was helped by the Indian rulers
Yes, sir.
themselves. Is that your question? Absolutely. So you will have to start with the Jahangir's point, that how he allowed the first industries to be started. Do talk about the the rulers of South India, Gulkanda and all, how they allowed in their areas. Then come to the successors of Jahangir, Shah Jahan's son Shuja, Aurangzeb, of course Farooq Sher, all these people you'll talk. Then you can also include people like Shah Alam too, who handed over the things like Diwani of Bengal to British. They gave the Delhi to British. You can also write the fact that if you remember, we studied Guntur was given by them. So all these points, paragraph wise, you will have to write.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Komal. Thank you. Any other query? Gaurav is giving me a call.
Hello,
Hi, Gaurav.
good evening, sir. Sir, my
Good
question is
evening.
that the Chartered Act of 1853 was given by British Parliament. But before this, who passed the Chartered Act?
No, before also the British Parliament passed 1793, 1813, 33. All these were passed by the British Parliament only.
Okay, sir.
Any other query, Gaurav?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Last 2 minutes. If there is any query, please ask me. Hi, Akansha.
Hello,
Hi, Akansha.
hello,
Hello.
sir. I'm unable to.
Akansha, hi.
Hello,
Akansha, please speak
sir. I am
loudly.
unable to
I
get your voice, sir.
I can hear you very up. So you can ask your question.
Hello, sir. I want to ask you about the eighth
Akansha,
point from the factor of deindustrialization.
that if the European market was closed, why did they not search for a new market?
Hello,
That one? That point you are saying, na? If the European market was closed, why did they not search for a new market? Hello, Akansha, I'm not able to hear you. Please call me again. Okay, everyone, let's go for a break. We'll come back at 6. We'll restart the class.